I was able to lease a $45,000 Hyundai Ioniq 5 for just $320 a month with zero down, and an $83,000 Mercedes EQE 350 for only $645 a month. But here's what I didn't tell you. These insane deals are about to disappear forever. After September 30th, this loophole slams shut, and overnight lease payments can jump up an extra $200 to $300 a month. I am talking about the $7,500 federal tax credit that's been making electric vehicle leases absolutely crazy cheap. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how this credit works, why is it so powerful for leasing, and most importantly, how you can take advantage of it before it's gone forever. Because once October 1st hits, we have no idea what the EV market will look like. Prices could stay high, inventory could disappear, and those monthly payments I just mentioned, they might become impossible to find. So if you've been thinking about leasing an EV, or even if you weren't, this might be the most important video that you watch this year. Let me start with something that most people don't understand about electric vehicle leases. When you lease an EV, there's a secret advantage that doesn't exist when you buy one. Here's what I mean. If you wanted to buy a brand new EV and get that $7,500 tax credit, you would have to jump through a bunch of hoops. The car has to be built in North America, the battery materials has to come from certain countries, you can't make too much money, and the car can cost more than $55,000 for a sedan or $80,000 for an SUV. When I leased my 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 5, it didn't qualify for the tax credit if you bought it. The battery materials came from the wrong places. But here's where it gets interesting. When you lease that exact same car, all of those rules disappear. The government treats leased cars as commercial vehicles, and commercial vehicles don't have to follow any of those restrictions. So the dealership can claim the full $7,500 credit on any electric car, no matter where it's made, how much it costs, or how much money you make. And most dealerships pass that savings directly to you in the form of lower lease payments. That's exactly how I got my Ioniq 5 for $320 a month, including tax and zero drive-off fees. Hyundai took that $7,500 credit and used it to make the lease payment ridiculously low. But here's the problem. This loophole is about to close forever. President Trump's new tax law, the One Big Beautiful Bill, ends the EV tax credit on September 30th. That means no more $7,500 on new cars, no more $4,000 on used cars, and no more leasing loophole. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but dealerships will just lower the prices to make up for it, right? Maybe, but probably not. Here's what we know what's happening right now. EV sales jumped up 26% in July alone as people rush to beat this deadline. And used EV sales are up 40%. Credit experts are predicting that EV sales will collapse in the fourth quarter once this credit disappears. Think about it. Would you rather lease an electric vehicle when you know exactly what deal you can get, or just gamble after October 1st? But there's something else that you need to know about this deadline that could save you even more money. Let me break down exactly how the $7,500 credit makes EV leases so cheap. When you lease any car, you're basically paying for the depreciation during your lease term. Let's say that you lease a $50,000 electric car for 3 years. If that car is worth $30,000 after 3 years, you're paying for $20,000 of depreciation plus interest and fees. But with the EV tax credit, the leasing company gets $7,500 back from the government. So instead of paying $20,000 of depreciation, you might only pay $12,500. That $7,500 savings gets spread out over your 36 monthly payments. That's about $200 less per month just from the tax credit alone. And remember, this works on cars that wouldn't qualify if you bought them. Take the Ford Mustang Mach-E. If you bought it, you get no tax credit because of where the battery is made. But if you lease it, Ford can give you the full $7,500 discount. That's why we're seeing lease deals that seem too good to be true. A $60,000 electric SUV for $400 a month, a $40,000 sedan for only $250 a month. Automakers are basically giving these cars away to move inventory before the deadline. But here's what most people are missing about getting the best possible deal. Not all EVs lease the same way. Even with this tax credit, you want to look for cars that have these three things: high discounts from the manufacturer, good residual values, and dealerships that are actually passing the full $7,500 to you. Based on what I'm seeing right now, Hyundai and Kia are offering the most aggressive deals. That's how I got the Ioniq 5 for so cheap. Ford is basically giving away the Mustang Mach-E's through the leasing program. And if luxury cars are more of your thing, the big three, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, and BMW, are all competing hard. But here's the thing, you can't just walk into any dealership and expect these deals. Some dealerships aren't passing the full $7,500 to customers, and they're just keeping some of it for themselves. And others don't even understand how the program works. That's why you need to do your homework before you step foot into a dealership. The best place I've found to research current deals is Lease Hacker. It's a community where people post their actual lease deals and brokers share what they can get you. If you never leased a car before or just want to skip the hassle of negotiating, then going through a broker might be your best bet. These are usually former car salespeople who have a relationship with dealerships. They've already negotiated deals, and all you gotta do is just pay their fee and just go sign the paperwork. I've used a car broker for one of my recent leases, and honestly, Honestly, it's the easiest car transaction I've ever done. But whether you use a broker or do it yourself, you need to move fast. Because there's another factor that's even making this situation even more urgent. Here's the scary truth. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen to EV leases after September 30th. Will lease payments go up a full $7,500? Maybe. Will automakers drop their price to keep people buying? Some might, but probably not by the full amount. Would there be a huge inventory backup of EVs that nobody wants to lease? That's also very possible. What we know is that right now, today, is that you can get deals that might never exist again. That Mercedes lease that I got, which is $645 on an $83,000 car, after October 1st, that same lease could be anywhere between $800 to $900 a month. And here's something else to think about. Even if you're not sure if you want an electric car, leasing gives you a low risk way to try one. If you hate it, then just return it after the lease is up. If technology gets way better in 3 years, then you can lease something newer. And if the car holds its value better than you expected, then you can just buy it out. But none of that matters if you don't act before the deadline. Now, there is a small grace period that could help you if you are cutting it close. The IRS just clarified something important about the September 30th deadline. You don't have to take delivery of your car by September 30th. You just have to sign the binding contract and make a payment. That payment can be as small as a deposit or even a trade-in. So if you find the perfect deal on September 29th, you can still get the credit even if the car doesn't arrive until October or even November. This is huge, especially for people who want to order specific colors or a trim level. But don't count on this loophole lasting, and don't count on there being any inventory left if you wait until the last minute. Dealerships are already reporting that people are putting deposits down on cars that won't be delivered for months just to lock in the credit. If you're serious about this, then you need to start looking now. Before you get excited about any lease deal, there's one thing that you absolutely have to check first. Electric cars, especially luxury ones, can be expensive to insure. And with a lease, you're required to carry full coverage. Before you sign anything, call your insurance company and get a quote for the exact car that you are considering. I have seen people find an amazing lease deal only to discover that insurance will cost them $300 a month. That $400 monthly lease payment just became $700 total monthly cost. So do your homework on insurance first, because it can save you from a nasty surprise. Look, I'm not here to pressure you to get into a car that you don't need. But if you've been thinking about leasing an EV or just curious about trying one, this might be the last chance to get a deal like this in your lifetime. We're talking about potential savings of thousands of dollars per year on cars that might be completely out of reach after October 1st. My $320 Ioniq 5 lease might become a $500 lease. My $645 Mercedes lease might become a $900 lease. Those aren't just numbers, that's actually real money that's coming out of your pocket every single month. So if any part of this interests you, don't wait, because you want to start researching deals right now. Visit Lease Hacker, talk to brokers, and get insurance quotes. Because October 1st, this opportunity will be gone forever. Now, everything that I just told you about finding these amazing lease deals is just the beginning. But here's something that I didn't mention at the start of this video. Even with the tax credit disappearing, there are still ways to get incredible lease deals if you know exactly how to negotiate. Most people walk into a dealership completely unprepared and end up paying way more than they should, credit or no credit. If you want to learn the exact step-by-step process to negotiate any lease deal like a pro, then click on this video right here where I break down exactly how to lease a vehicle the right way. Whether you're trying to get one of these deals before September 30th or you're just watching this after the deadline, this video will show you how to get the best possible deal on any lease. I'll see you over there.